Welcome back to Football Daily. Here are this week's biggest transfer headlines. With Europe's biggest leagues getting back underway, a number of the continent's top players will be right back in the shop window. So don't forget to tweet me at Mike McCubb or the Football Daily account if you hear anything yourself. Anyway, let's get started. We kick off at Arsenal, whose hopes of signing French centre-back sensation Dayot Upamecano have been given another boost this week, after reports emerged reinforcing the view that RB Leipzig are keen to sell the 21-year-old this summer. Upamecano's contract with the German club runs out in 2021, meaning that if they can't persuade him to pen a new deal, he will be able to leave for free next year. Meanwhile, his current release clause stands at €60 million, although that will apparently run out at the end of June, and reports last month suggested he was going to sign a one-year extension at the Red Bull Arena. But according to German outlet Bild, who spoke with Red Bull's head of soccer Oliver Mintzlaff, the club's priority is in making sure they don't lose one of their prized assets for free. This is not the news Leipzig fans were hoping for, following a week where news broke that talismanic striker Timo Werner is on the cusp of a move to Chelsea, and a disappointing draw with bottom-placed Paderborn which ended their already slim title hopes, with Upamecano getting himself sent off before half-time. While we have no doubts the club will reinvest the funds they receive wisely, losing two of your very best players in one summer is not ideal. RB supporters will have their fingers crossed Upamecano can be persuaded to sign that new deal. Werner and Upamecano aren't the only Bundesliga stars being linked with a move to the Premier League. Following an excellent spell with Borussia Dortmund, Achraf Hakimi's 2-year loan deal is soon coming to an end at the Westfalenstadion. And according to reports, a number of English clubs have contacted parent club Real Madrid about his availability. Chelsea, Manchester City and Tottenham are all rumoured to be keeping tabs on the 21-year-old, who has scored 5 goals and provided 10 assists in the league this term, playing at right back and on the wing. It's no wonder then that the youngster is attracting such big interest, and while Hakimi's agent has previously stated he is keen to return to the Bernabeu, there has been no official word from the club to suggest he will definitely be a Madrid player come the start of next season, with Dani Carvajal still Zinedine Zidane's preferred choice at right back. PSG, Inter Milan and Juventus are also said to be keeping an eye on the Morocco international, while Dortmund are unsurprisingly very keen to keep hold of him on a more permanent basis, following his excellent development under Lucien Favre. Either way, Hakimi has got a big decision on his hands once the Bully campaign finishes at the end of the month. But before we move on to our headline story, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Football Daily and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another great Football Daily video. Anyway, let's move on. The future of Jadon Sancho has been one of the biggest discussions in the transfer market in recent months, with Man United and Chelsea the two clubs linked with his signature the most. And while fans of the Blues have always held out hope the English forward would choose the club he grew up supporting, reports this week suggest the West London club may be cooling their interest in Sancho. According to ESPN, Chelsea fear they won't be able to compete financially with Man United, who are rumoured to be lining up a deal which could be worth as much as £120 million, and so are instead turning their attention to Bayer Leverkusen wonderkid Kai Havertz. The German international, who turns 21 today, has enjoyed another stellar campaign in the Bundesliga, racking up 11 goals and 5 assists in 26 league outings so far, and will likely cost significantly less than Sancho, with The Guardian claiming Chelsea have a £70 million offer ready. However, reports in Germany suggest Leverkusen could hold out for closer to 90 million. Havertz is just the latest star to be linked with what could be a big summer overhaul at Stamford Bridge, with the aforementioned Timo Werner nearly secured, Hakim Ziyech already a Blue, and Leicester's Ben Chilwell still a major target. But do you think they should go all out for the youngster? Let us know in the comments below. Over to Aston Villa now, who are apparently plotting to re-enter the market for Brentford star Said Benrahma should they stay up this season. The Villains targeted the Algerian winger last summer, but were unable to meet the Bees' £20 million valuation, and according to The Athletic, that has now risen to 25 million following another impressive campaign at Griffin Park. Benrahma was originally signed by Villa manager Dean Smith when he was Brentford boss back in 2018 for just £1.5 million, and has been a key man for them ever since, scoring 10 goals and providing 7 assists so far this season to help propel the London club to 4th in the Championship. A versatile forward, he has been touted as a potential replacement for Jack Grealish should the Englishman leave the Midlands this summer, with Man United still tipped to move for the Villa captain. But even if they do manage to stay in the Premier League and Brentford aren't promoted, Villa will still face stiff competition for Benrahma's signature, with Crystal Palace, West Ham and even Chelsea all monitoring his situation. Either way, it looks like the former Nice man will be playing in the English top flight next term. PSG fans will have been saddened by the news this week that captain Thiago Silva will be leaving the Parc des Princes this summer, after the club decided against renewing his contract, which runs out at the end of the season. But luckily, despite the Ligue 1 campaign being cancelled last month, he will apparently be able to play his final games for the club when the Champions League gets back underway in August. Unsurprisingly, a number of clubs have been linked with the former Milan centre-back, who has racked up over 300 appearances for Les Parisiens since signing for the club back in 2012. Despite turning 36 this September, the 89-capped international has an excellent fitness record, and his consistent form for the French Giants over the years makes him a risk-free investment in the short term. Arsenal, Everton, Newcastle and Wolves have all been linked with Silva, who is apparently keen on staying in Europe in order to maximise his chances of making the Brazil squad for the 2022 World Cup, and is also willing to take a wage cut according to ESPN. But which club do you think could do with his experience at the back the most? Let us know down below. We finish off at Southampton, who are apparently ready to sell club captain Pierre-Emile Hoiberg once the transfer window reopens. The Danish midfielder, who joined the club from Bayern Munich back in 2016, has been a key performer at St Mary's for the last 2 seasons, with James Ward-Prowse the only player to have received more game time for the Saints this term. But with just 1 year left on his contract and talks over a new deal having stalled, now may be the time to sell for Southampton, with the 24-year-old attracting interest from both Tottenham and Everton this season. Manager Ralph Hasenhüttl has already suggested Hoiberg will no longer be captain once the season resumes, while the club are understood to have set a £35 million asking price for their prized asset. It's been clear for some time that Hoiberg is keen to leave the South Coast. The former Bavarian signed with super agent Pini Zahavi earlier this season, and last month said, "I want to win the Premier League and Champions League." A move is surely on the cards. So that's all we have time for on this week's Transfer Talk. If you enjoyed the video, why not click on screen right now, as I'm sure it's another FD banger. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to Football Daily, and we'll see you next time.